Today's high-performance airplanes rely on high-performance hydraulic tubing to fly safely and reliably. That's why Eaton's Rynglok tube fitting system is the best choice for military and commercial aircraft operators. Rynglok fittings are designed to operate at system pressures up to 8,000 psi, and their titanium alloy construction ensures zero leakage and superior strength to continue operating in the most demanding environments. As you'll see in this video, Rynglok installation is simple and efficient, so your aircraft can return to service with minimal downtime. This video will show the 6 easy steps to tube repair or installation with Eaton's Rynglok tube fitting system. When a tubing problem occurs on your aircraft and you're grounded, you have to get back in the air as quickly as possible. The close quarters of an aircraft's hydraulic system don't make the job any easier. With the Rynglok system, you can simply cut out the damaged tube, insert the Rynglok fitting, and swedge it in a matter of minutes. The Rynglok tooling and fitting system allows for easier access to the aircraft's tubing than any other repair options, and can facilitate quicker, easier repairs. The single-piece Rynglok tool only requires 180 degrees access to the tube and fitting to simplify the space needed to complete the repair. Toolkits can be configured for specific applications depending on sizes needed. Everything you need to install the Rynglok fitting comes in this convenient portable kit. This kit works well on the flight line as well as the maintenance shop. It includes a flexible hose to connect the swedging tool to a hydraulic pump, a selection of gauges for checking the fitting upon completion, a marking pin, the hand-activated pump, a series of gauges used for marking the tube, and the swedging or assembly tool. With this kit, you can install the complete range of Rynglok fittings from -3 or 3/16 inch tubing to -24 or 1.5 inch tubing. You'll have tool heads, marking gauges, and inspection gauges for each size. Rynglok fittings are available in permanent and separable styles with flared, flareless, or arc seal ends. All come in straight configurations, T's and elbows in 45 and 90 degrees. For our job today, we need a straight permanent to permanent fitting. As a reminder, whenever performing any maintenance on an aircraft and/or related support equipment, it is imperative that the maintenance be accomplished in accordance with the appropriate technical data and safety procedures. After opening the system where the defect has been identified, cut the tube and deburr the inside diameter and the outside diameter as necessary. Tube ends should be reasonably square. Eaton offers options for both tube cutting and deburring tools. Individual tools or specific toolkits can be offered to support customer needs for secondary tools. For step-by-step instructions, refer to Eaton's Rynglok Installation Guide and Rynglok Installation Procedure that come with the kit. The first step is to mark the right position for the fitting on the tubing. Take the marking pin and the marking gauge for the tubing size you'll be using from the kit. The gauge is identified by a tube dash size located in the upper right-hand corner of the gauge. Now you simply place the marking gauge on the end of the tubing and make a mark through each of the 2 slots. Note the round hole in the end. This assures that the gauge is properly seated on the tube. Once you're sure it's seated, you can make your 2 marks needed to position and check the fitting and remove the gauge. A dark-colored permanent marker can be used to easily provide a valid marking on the tube. The first slot is for positioning and the second for inspection after installation. Repeat the procedure to mark the other end of the tubing. With the tubing properly marked, you're ready to install the fitting you selected earlier. In step 2, place the fitting over the end of the tube so that any part of the positioning mark is visible. The edge of the fitting ring can be anywhere along this mark. Even if the tube ends don't actually meet, you'll need to allow for the variable gap depending on the tube diameter, which can range from up to 400 thousandths of an inch. You should refer to the installation guide for the specific values. Ignore the inspection mark for now, we'll need this later. Note, when you're working with shapes or separable end fittings, you'll notice a stop in the design which keeps the tube from interfering with the flow path. You can bottom out the tube in these fittings to be sure it's in properly, but don't skip the marking step, you'll need it for inspection. Step 3 in the installation is selecting the proper swedging tool for your fitting and connecting it to the hydraulic pump. There's just one tool for each tube size, and all are clearly marked. We're working today with 1/2-inch tube or -8 size, so we'll need the -8 tool. The flexible hose attaches to both the tool and the pump with quick disconnect couplings. We'll use the hand pump that comes in the Rynglok kit, but Eaton also offers air hydraulic intensifiers that work with shop air or a portable air bottle. Foot-operated and switch-operated models are available. With the proper tool now connected to the pump, you're ready for step 4, position the tool on the fitting. Because Rynglok tools are so compact, you can access the repair area from almost any side, allowing you to swedge at or near the structure. You've already positioned the fitting, so now you just align the tool to one leg of the fitting. The ring rests into the tool's movable jaw, while the front opening of the tool bottoms into the body of the fitting, as shown in this illustration. The fitting needs to be properly inserted into the tool to ensure full surface contact. Failure to do so may result in damage to the tooling. When using the -20 and -24 tools, there is one additional step. This requires the operator to install the swedge bridge after the fitting is nested into the flange of the tool. Next, you pressurize the tool, and the pressure will advance the fitting ring and complete the swedging process. Let's see how it works. With the swedging tool securely seated, operate the pump to start building up pressure. Pressurize the pump until the fittings ring has been fully advanced. Required pressure may vary depending on size of fitting and tube material. Pressures may reach 8,000 to 8,500 psi. If you're using a pneumatic intensifier pump, it will automatically shut off at this level. As the pressure builds, you can see the tool jaw advance, moving the fitting ring with it. The ring is preset at the factory. The swedge is complete once it slides over the front shoulder of the fitting. The proper position of the fitting will determine if the swedge has been completed. When the swedging is complete, you should release the pressure. With the pressure released, the jaw of the tool will return to its original position. You can then safely remove the tool. Note how the ring has advanced along the position mark. Now you repeat the process at the other end of the fitting. This is what a completed Rynglok installation looks like. You can clearly see the positioning and inspection marks for both ends. The final step is inspection of the fitting to be sure that the ring has been fully advanced. You do this with the inspection gauge. To select the right inspection gauge, match the number stamped on the gauge to the fitting size. Next, fit the gauge over the fitting ring and make sure it sits flat on the ring. Then make a quick visual inspection to see that the inspection mark is at least partially covered by the edge of the fitting. This will verify that the tube has been inserted to the proper depth. If the ring is not completely advanced, simply place the tool onto the fitting again and repressurize to complete the swedge. If you follow the 6 easy steps, you can be confident that you have a flight-worthy repair. Once again, we remind you that when performing any maintenance on an aircraft and/or related support equipment, it is imperative that the maintenance be accomplished in accordance with the appropriate technical data and safety procedures. Now let's recap the steps. First, use the pin and marking gauge to make a positioning mark and inspection mark on the tube. Install the Rynglok fitting so that it covers any part of the positioning mark. Select the tool that corresponds to the diameter of the tubing being repaired and connect it to the flexible hose in the kit. Connect the other end of the hose to the pump. Step 4 is positioning the tool on the fitting with the ring nested in the tool jaw and the fitting bottomed into the tool. When the tool is positioned, operate the pump until the fittings ring has been fully advanced to cover the fitting shoulder. Then release pressure and remove the tool. Finally, inspect the completed fitting with the corresponding gauge and look to see that the inspection mark is partially covered by the fitting. Now you're ready to try it yourself. With your Rynglok tube repair kit and the handy installation and selection guides, you can repair a tube in about the same time it took to watch this video. The Rynglok system makes your job easier and helps you get aircraft back in the air as quickly as possible. And because of their unique metal-to-metal seal, and the 8,000 PSI rating, you can count on Eaton's Rynglok fittings for superior performance long after installation. Eaton's Rynglok product is offered in various product styles. These include our standard repair series, our 5080 PSI OEM series, and the low pressure aluminum series. The different fitting series are color coded, and the color code of the fitting should match the color code on the tools. The standard fitting for use on OEM installations is the R5L5 series of Rynglok part numbers. These can be used in both 5080 and 3000 PSI applications. These fittings are easily identified by the blue color on both the tools and the fittings. The aluminum style Rynglok fitting is capable for use in 1000 to 1500 PSI applications. These offer a lighter weight style fitting for low pressure applications such as fuel or pressure return lines. The aluminum fittings and tools are identified by a gold or yellow anodized color. Eaton is qualified to AS 5958 standard for axial swage fittings. Eaton's bulletin will provide cross-reference information on these fittings. Fittings include the extra fine pitch thread for commercial 5080 PSI applications. Pneumatic assist pumps are also available to allow for high-use shop installations to facilitate quicker, easier installations. Both a foot-operated and handheld remote control model are available to give the mechanic a simple, quick means to drive the tooling through hydraulic power with pneumatic assist. Eaton offers options for both tube cutting and deburring tools. Individual tools or specific tool kits can be offered to support customer needs for secondary tools. Eaton is a global manufacturer of hydraulic, fuel, and pneumatic products that deliver safe, reliable, and efficient solutions for commercial and military aircraft.